Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie. I am a book loving, notebook hoarding literacy teacher educator on a mission to change lives one book and one notebook at a time. And my bibliotherapy for you today is this. I'm ready to share three huggable middle grade novels. I love reading children's literature, and I think every adult should read children's literature. It is the most wonderful part of my job to get to do that. But there are some books that I just don't want to let go of. I don't want to close that last page. I don't want to set that book down. And so I hug them. So I have three huggable middle grade novels that are perfect for you in your adult reading life or the middle grade reader that you hopefully will share them with. Book one is a doozy. Book one is recently published and is called The Road to After. Rebecca Rowell has written such a beautiful, beautiful lyrical book. She introduces us to Lacey and her family. And unfortunately, Lacey and her family are stuck in an abusive relationship with Lacey's father, who has quite literally kept them hostage in their own home for years and years. After a string of even more startling events, Lacey's mother finally gets the courage to leave with the help of family. The book then chronicles Lacey's journey forward, how hard it is to live life in a new way, how hard it is to let go of her father's so called rules and the voice that she keeps hearing in her mind, and how challenging it is to move forward, even with family and support and friends around you. But slowly she does. She ends up finding friendship. She ends up finding the healing power of art and nature. And we learn how Lacey and her family find their way to after. It's a beautiful book that I think every adult should read, that gives us such a unique perspective into what a child may be thinking about the family life and the changes that are happening around them, positive or not. So The Road to After is definitely a huggable book that I still don't want to let go of. Now, book two is just as huggable. How to Find What You're Not Looking For checked all of the boxes for me. Relatable middle grade characters, check. Beautiful themes of family and friendship, check. Middle grade angst to connect to, of trying to fit in and figure out how the world works, check, check, and check. So I actually felt really seen in this book as an adult. I could see that my family was represented in the fact that families are complicated, and this family was complicated. It gave us a window into those complications that might make us feel less alone, but then also gave us an opening to learn about a family that might be different than ours. Ari's family is struggling with a lot. They've got a family business they're keeping afloat. They've got a religion that they're trying to stay true to, even though everything around them is different. They're trying to fight a school system that may not be set up for success for students who learn differently. And they're battling through a family divide with the siblings. So there is so much in this book that every single reader can find themselves seen somehow in this book. And that's so important as a middle grade reader who is just starting the journey on a long, full reading life. So this is How to Find What You're Not Looking For. Book three is the other half of Happy. I called this pretty much a perfect middle grade novel. I loved everything about it. We get introduced to the main character, who is a 12-year-old girl who just doesn't feel like she fits in, doesn't fit in at school, doesn't fit in at home with her family, and just doesn't even feel at home in her own skin. She's struggling to make friends. She's struggling to connect with her father's Guatemalan family. She's struggling to figure out the feelings she has for a new boy, and she's just struggling with it all. In the midst of that struggle, she ends up making some regretful decisions. something that I think every single reader can relate to and why this book was so endearing. But through those struggles and through those decisions, the character figures out who she is, what she values, and what might be possible for her that she didn't think was possible before, right? We're in the other half of happy. This is a beautiful book that rounds out this trio of perfectly huggable middle grade books. So if you would like more book recommendations, including more books that you'd love to hug, you can head to my blog at alitlife.com or find me on social media at AfinitoLit. I'd love to know what you think are your perfect huggable middle grade novels in the comments so that I can add them to my bibliotherapy TBR stack too. Thanks for watching.